project was not only concerned with the preservation physically of orchards, but the preservation of the skills associated with those orchards. There was a real danger that they were being lost. So in the project we trained a range of volunteers in pruning old trees, planting new trees, and looking after young trees, for it's important to look after young trees in the formative years of their lives. So one aspect of working in an orchard is, before you go and actually do any work, is to survey it, to find out what's there, the different trees, what varieties they might be, the wildlife that's living there, because that may well influence the type of management you do. So we were very keen to go into these orchards and survey for everything from small insects through to mammals and birds, creatures like noble chafers, or trying to find rare varieties of fruit. Very little is known about cherries, so we tried to identify some of the cherry trees, and of course apple trees. The three counties have a long history of rare and interesting varieties associated with them, some of which have sadly become extremely rare in their parishes of origin. So we researched and actually managed to rediscover the Horties Red, which originated in the Team Valley, and luckily the National Fruit Collection at Brogdale had two in their collection, so we were able to source some graftwood. But towards the end of the project we did find one surviving extremely ancient tree, some excellent detective work by local volunteers. One aspect of pruning was to teach the volunteers about the different times of year. For example, apples and pears tend historically to be pruned in the winter when they're dormant and the leaves are off, whilst stone fruit, so that's cherries, plums, greengages and damsons, they have to be pruned in spring and summer due to an unpleasant disease called silverleaf. When it came to planting, we were keen to restock orchards with the varieties that would traditionally perhaps have been there. Some varieties are very specifically associated with a certain village, parish or district. So we got some young trees grafted up by a nursery in order to do that. And by the third year of the project we were able to replant back in the villages of origin some of the very rare varieties like Jones's seedling, Horties Red, Jujulep seedling, Chapley's pippin.